fair. I think the only thing that sucked with that main fight is Elias sensing that Chisei was in danger because she got cut, and apparently that wedding ring has magic vibrating powers. So she'll learn more about that later.
That's a child, good sir.
You said she's in college. It's okay.
I never said those words. I said she's in college. That's all I said, Your Honor. Play the tape.
I didn't know children could go to college. My bad.
Cross-examine. We're back. I'm Matt. That's Justice episode 135. Yes. Correction on there. Again, we're talking about C-list. So we got, wow, I was about to read the Japanese
Insomniacs After School, Ancient Magus Bride, Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible,
Mashle, Magic and Muscle.
And then TONIKAWA, Over the Moon.
What were you about to say?
What? No, TONIKAWA.
No, when you said Mashle, it sounded like you were going to say
Muscles and Magic.
Oh, no, it's Magic and Muscles, Justice, because it's all about them.
And then, yeah, of course.
So Insomniacs, we watched episodes, 7, 8, 9?
Yes.
For this? Okay, so hear me out, Justice. So most people don't know we do the award show at the very end of the season. And in the award show, I've already kind of pre-started it, picking shows.
Is this one of your favorites?
Oh, listen, hang on. I'm getting there, Justice. Give me a moment. So I pre-categorize what's in there. Like, over the year, I can be, okay, I like this. Compared to last year, what we did everything in like a week, which is real stressful trying to pick stuff. Now, throughout the year, I'll bump stuff out, bump stuff in. I originally didn't even have this on it at all. But then the opening theme, I was like, well, I kind of like it. Ending theme, kind of like it. And then rom-com was like, push that in there a little bit. But did they kiss?
No.
I feel like, I don't know.
She definitely assumes that they did.
But you got the two, thingies.
That's because she's assuming, and they're embarrassed because they probably would have if she didn't show up. Which is also funny because...
no, dude, in 3 episodes, they almost kissed 3 separate times?
Yeah, like Yui's using the shrimp heads to,
she's all matchstick
kissing. And Tao, I think his name?
Yeah, Tao.
Or Rui, I don't remember which one. It's literally just like playing with your food is under.
No, yeah, it's Tao. Which is weird because they introduced him at one point, then they kind of unintroduced him. Then they're like, it's just part of the story now. Get used to it.
Yeah, we have a similar thing with Magus, but we'll talk about that.
It's a weird thing on there. I don't know, man. I love it. Listen, I don't know how to express this. But then you find out important information.
It's not like Your Lie in April, though. Damn, baby got scars.
They're going to try. Yeah, they do the thing where they have a surprise beach episode. And she's got a scar on the side. Because my brother, when he was a baby, because he was a preemie, he doesn't have a side. Well, it kind of does. It's kind of like a back side scar. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But then she has like a middle scar. I'm like, they must have done surgery later on then. But then she mentions like only half her heart beats. And I don't know about that. I thought it's either the whole thing beats or it doesn't work at all.
I
didn't do any research. She's like,
beat.
yeah, it only works like half as well and only half of it beats on there. And then she mentions like, but when I was leaning on you and your heart was racing, my heart started to race. I'm like, oh my God, these two are going to make beautiful babies together.
The more I watch this show, the character designs are so good. Like, even between character designs and their like fashion designs, this is one of the few shows where it's like they got a different outfit and it looks fly as fuck. Especially it's Magiri.
Anytime they go out, they have different outfits on there.
Yes, and it's super refreshing.
Yeah, so it's not the same thing every single time on there. But she finally wore her kimono.
Yes.
Because everyone was like, oh, you didn't wear it? She's like, nah, this is fine. And then he mentioned something about like the kimonos are beautiful. And she's like, guess I got to go home and change my homeboy here. And she just shows up and she's adorable again.
They're totally going to kiss. I
feel like something terrible is going to happen. There's too many good things and dropped too many like bad hints of like, even the part where it's like, yeah, you got to walk with your hand on the wall when it's dark. He's like, oh, where did you learn this? She's like, when I used to get out and they would yell at me, the doctors are like, oh, she's talking about like escaping in the hospital. It's like, it's kind of sad, girl. This is something Justice would say. 100% something you would say.
No, maybe. So the meteor shower party that has been building up for a couple of episodes has
well, it rained and the whole thing is ruined now.
Yes.
Which it wasn't that bad minus this boy was getting out of his shell and then it rained, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of sad. And then listen, he's kind of on my list for best voice actor because the like, not guttural, but kind of the more realistic crying of like he's trying not to cry.
I'm gonna be honest, it sounded kind of weird.
Yeah, but it's like he's kind of
he's essentially what it was.
But he is kind of a weird boy, and he's like trying not to show his emotion, but also show his emotion at the same time.
At one point, they were talking about how he was fast as fuck boy, and he got to show that off.
Yeah.
He got out of school real quick.
And then they randomly listen. A whole bunch of sad stuff happened, and randomly they're like, "Yeah, when my mom left," and it's like,
yeah. Huh. Why do you have such a nice camera? Like, why can't you afford this trip? Just ask your parents. They seem rich enough.
I don't ask my dad for money since my mom left us. It's like,
yeah. Like, I asked for this thing once, and he spent all of his money on it. So he goes to extremes. I can't do that.
Not like all of his money, but he spent a lot of money. Because, like, obviously his dad is a very well off, I would assume, in this kind of whatnot. Because doesn't his dad work overnights too, which is why he kind of has fallen into this insomniac kind of thing?
I'm not quite sure. Hey, do you think it's like hereditary or like whatever?
No, don't even try and get a cop out of this.
I mean, my dad goes to bed at 4 a.m.
That's because your dad works overnights. Like you used to work
at
overnight.
Midnight.
Yeah, that's
sometimes 2 a.m.
Yeah, and then you get off at what, like 8, and you go to bed at like 4 a.m.
I mean, I used to get off at 6 a.m.
Don't even try and be like, oh, you're hereditary on there.
I did that for
your small bladder might be hereditary. Also, just saying, sister, she's got a
nice set of panties.
Literally, that's your introduction. She's just like, huh, sis. It's like, hey, can you grab me a glass of like tea? And they just randomly introduce this gal in the most casual way possible, and she's doing her nails. And our boy, like, Magari and then Nakami are both sorry, I'm terrible with the names on there. I was debating whether to read the last name, but they call each other by their first names.
Yeah, yeah, I would say
but they were gonna go
they
were gonna go on this trip together. It's like, oh man, he's gonna get a smash on, she's gonna get her smash on. The sister's like, I'm coming with you now, and it just ruined the whole thing.
It could be better.
No, they're sisters, Justus.
That hasn't stopped the porn industry before.
No, other than that, I mean, I really enjoyed these episodes. It was kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
Then they brought you up. Then they knocked you back down again with her story of her heart. Brought you back up. Then brought up the mother and brought you down. They brought you back up because they can now go on the trip because he's got the money.
Well, it's not even quite that he has the money. It's specifically that Isaki's grandma's like summer house essentially.
Yeah, but she lives in a nursing home now, which then brought you down again.
Yeah,
the show is just the story of Justus's life, where he'll bring you up. You'll be like, oh man, Justus is a cool guy. Used to live in a tent, bring you down. He's like, but at least we had a PlayStation, bring you up a little bit. Oh yeah, and then just something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you an Insomniac After School, Justus? All in all, I feel like this is gonna be the one show that we like started, not expecting much, and it's just out of the park.
Yeah, there's been a whole bunch about this show that has like actively surprised me. The conversations between characters seem kind of natural. At one point, there was kind of the running joke. Sorry, between two characters, Motoko and Ganta, where he kept just being behind her, and she's like, "What are you, a freaking ninja?"
I wonder if they just used the same. I mean, yeah,
it was a good like running joke for those two episodes. I hope they don't use it too much more, but
they use it 3 times. That's it. Rule of threes, done.
Yeah,
I will say so. This season, Insomniacs After School or After Dark. What is it actually called?
Insomniacs After Class.
After class.
Or After School.
After School. This show is, I feel like, the same to me as like how Spy Classroom was. Not saying Spy Classroom's like better than this, but it's that show where we went in, we're like, it might be all right. It's got an interesting story, and then it actually developed into a really nice, like an actual good story.
Spy Class, the one with all the girls?
Yeah.
Nah, this is way better. Spy Classroom was ass.
No, I'm saying like it wasn't really ass. It was pretty good for what it was.
Agree to disagree.
Well, I'm trying to think of what's that other show we watched. It was like 2 or 3 seasons back that started like kind of slow, and then like it actually got good. Most of the season just kind of blend with us.
Yeah.
This other day, Justice was like, "Yeah, we watched this one thing last season." I'm like, "Nah, man, that was like spring of last year." It's like, "What about this? That was winter 2 years ago." I can't remember. What was even the thing you were talking about? I can't remember what it was.
Oh, I was like, yeah, Chainsaw Man was like,
Yeah, and that was like summer last year, I think. Something like that.
oops.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think this will definitely be a 1-season anime, right? They have what, 3 more episodes to finish it off?
I think
And
it
then
will
that's
be
it?
more than one, just because they've already set up like the possibility for other meteor showers, and the fact that they're going to try to get this like really good shot to submit for the magazine.
We kind of thought Tomo
get...
had a chance of having a second season, but then they wrapped it up nicely at the end. I feel like they'll do this too. If they left it at 1, I'd be perfectly happy. Nothing more, like it'd be perfect on there. Hey, but you know what else has 2 seasons? Or what has a second season that's airing right now? Ancient Magus Bride. Yeah, totally say. That's a murderous horse, right?
Yes.
It's like,
absolutely.
yo, they're like, here's this beautiful horse. She's like, yo, I want to go pet this horse.
And
then
don't ride on its back. It will kill you in the water.
It'll drown you, then eat you on there, is what he said. And I was like, oh, man, I really kind of want to ride the horse. And then like 2 episodes later, they're like, yo, let's ride this horse and get away. That horse waited so long before he decided, well, Chisei's still in the water. Maybe I'll go eat her.
and
I don't get that. And then our boy, like that random kid, is like, I have a spear and it's metal. And then the horse is like, whatever. What was the point of that?
Look, it's okay.
It was just like my biggest problem with Ancient Magus Bride is I never feel like in season 2 so far she's really in danger. Because when that monster appeared, it's like, oh no, it's a monster. And they're like, let's get away, gang. And then they have time to pick her up, have a conversation, get away. Then it starts chasing him. It's like, come on, dude.
Specifically for Chisei, you do run into the issue where no matter what, you can't feel like she's in danger because she's literally immortal. She just can't die. Like,
but they could add some more danger for everybody else.
Yes.
They literally had a conversation while the monster's like, I'm going to wait here till you're done talking. Oh, we're moving? Okay, let's go. Let's go chase her down. The Cyclops-looking centaur, whatever they called it.
Yeah,
Princess Penelope or whatever it was.
During these couple of episodes, a book is stolen, and it is currently zapping people's magic powers and basically just leaving them in a coma.
It's giving the gok of the magic powers.
So one of the individuals that we see crop back up is Lucy's brother.
Did you say crop back up?
Yes.
Pop?
No, both work. I'm tired. Leave me alone.
He crops back up. Go ahead, sorry.
Do you know
the Muffin Man? I do.
The character, like Lucy's brother. I can't find his name, and I feel bad. Do you know who he was in season 1?
I don't know.
Do you legitimately not know?
I don't remember. I watched all of it in the course of 3 days so I can catch it because she's like, we're going to watch this together on here. I'm watching too many shows by myself.
So
then Henry watches 2 episodes.
So at one point, Lucy goes, oh, are you acquainted with my brother? She says like, yeah, it's a secret. The reason is he's the one who sold Chisei at the very beginning of the episode
work, man.
To Elias.
He treated her nicely, like, hey, you're going to be fine. He's just the auctioneer. Someone else, she put herself up for auction. Don't go like, oh, he's the slave owner. No, he was just the auctioneer, Justice.
Oh, yeah, that makes it better.
If you put a bomb in the mail and the delivery guy delivers it, he's not the bombardier, someone else is. He's just the middleman. She put herself up for auction, Justice. Don't try and shame my guy.
It's just
he's just trying to put his sister through college, and you're shaming him, man. What would you do for your sister, huh? You would do anything.
At one point, he's like, "Yeah, I found something that I'm really good at, and it makes me a lot of money." And it's like, you ain't telling your sister what it is.
He might have sold one person in his life. So what? You haven't?
Really? Because the money that the sister gets in her bank account because she doesn't look at the money he provides is £1 million that she just has sitting there.
You know, people got to do with that. I mean, they had a family business before. Maybe that's some leftover inheritance, some insurance.
Absolutely not.
You tell me there's not insurance in the magic world, Justice?
No.
There was insurance in Harry Potter. There's insurance in this world.
You can't prove that.
What, that there's insurance in this world?
Yeah.
I'm going to call Mr. whoever wrote this or Mrs. and be like, yo, is there insurance in this world? He's like, yeah, there's State Farm. But
That'd be weird.
or whatever British State Farm is. State Farm, Bim, Fam, Flam.
State Fern.
State Fern. I don't know. These were kind of a boring couple episodes. Like, listen, there was the whole, we're going to go camping. Like, yay. And that was it. Also, it's a very bad teacher.
Yes. He
wanders off at one point. Well, they go on the camping trip, and at one point the kid's like, yo, this is bushcrafting. I'm like, nah, man, because you brought a tent, pots. Well, you brought, like, everything you needed. You're just going camping. You're not bushcrafting anything on here. The only way this would be any less camp or any more camping is instead of starting the fire yourself with flint and steel, you just would have brought a lighter.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, have you ever been bushcrafting before?
No.
No, it sucks. 100%. There is no plus side to bushcrafting on there.
Yeah.
That's about,
I mean, the current big problem is the fact that
she stays pregnant.
Well, no.
You don't know that. Prove me wrong.
It's kind of easy to tell. Though at one point she does get a big dragon arm and like absolutely slaughters this monster in the
I mean, Elias held her hand at one point. That's how babies are born. According to anime.
Fair. The character Familia, she's... Is it her grandma? That's the one thing that I'm confused with. I'm assuming...
Yeah, it's her grandma's in charge of this like assassin spy organization.
Who definitely killed all of Lucy's parents. Like,
you don't know that. Those two furries did.
That she paid to do.
You got proof? You got proof, Mr. Your Honor? My client is innocent till proven guilty?
Well, she looks like a bitch, so...
Well, she can be a bitch all day. Doesn't mean she killed those people.
Objection.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah, clearly the next kind of stage of that is her going after...
This is what I'm talking about in the show. Like, add some... Like, they keep trying to add these things of like, oh, she's in danger. But they literally, again, when those wolves attack, there's a 2-minute conversation of, you take her. He has time to not only pick up his sister, turn around, tell them, hey, we should run, get through a gate. Then the wolves are like, now we should go after them. And then, like, they try and throw in this sappy, sad story of like, oh, my mate has died.
She ripped the head off of
our kid, and then rips the head off when her husband wolf thing dies and leaves. And now Chisei owes him a cow.
Yeah. No, it's a sheep.
No, she said
sheep,
a cow
or
sheep
a sheep.
or cow. And then they said something completely different. Like, fine, you owe us whatever. They never.
I think it's a sheep. Sheep.
Well, no, because they definitely didn't say sheep. They said they owe her something else that definitely wasn't a sheep or a cow. They said something completely different, just another kind of meat sacrifice. It was like, man, like, well, let's just add some, like, oh, man, there's a way Chisei could probably maybe die.
No, she it did the immortal being.
So make it so other people can die. That dude got stabbed. Like, oh, no, he's been stabbed. He's bleeding. No, he has a protection charm. It's like, cool.
Yeah, the only thing that
they should have just scratched him and made him bleed out a little bit more. Then Elias can be like, heal. Like, that would be a better, like, dilemma.
Fair. I think the only thing that sucked with that main fight is Elias sensing that Chisei was in danger because she got cut. And apparently that wedding ring has magic vibrating powers. So she'll learn more about that later.
That's a child, good sir.
You said she's in college. It's okay.
I never said those words. I said she's in college. That's all I said, Your Honor. Play the tape.
I didn't know children could go to college. My bad.
Well, then you're retarded.
The Elias comes to her defense.
Sorry that I said that word.
And he's a very powerful mage. The book.
No, man.
Well, look, the book that they're even trying. Like, talking about where
he has trouble fighting one wolf, dude.
Yeah.
They play him off as this again. They play him off as this big, scary dude, and then he fights one wolf. He's like, "Oh, I can't stop the second wolf. What will I ever do?" Oh. He misses hitting the wolf that took one cha-cha step to the right and missed.
Yes.
Apparently, being a mage, you just have to like know some flashy stuff, and that's it.
As long as you can turn into a woman.
But then.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the fact that at one point during the bushcrafting stuff, this man splits his skull and it turns himself into like a part doggy thing that is also.
He can split himself in two.
Yeah, you got to be honest though, it was kind of funny when they get back home where he's like, "Welcome home, hi me, welcome home me," and then connects and it's like, oh, that was a pretty good joke.
One thing I will say before we move on is my number one beef with this show. It has nothing to do with story, nothing to do with animation, nothing to do with like pacing. It's that one dude that has a mask over his face and like constantly blocks out his eyes. Justus heard me in Discord. I'm watching it last night. I'm like, man, there's a whole bunch of bull. He's like, what? And I was like, even when he wakes up to do the cop out of like, oh no, he's wearing a sleep mask on there, can't see his face. Goes outside the tent and it's like, you can see everybody else's face when there's fire, clear as day. His face, nah, man, still got that shadow in front of him. But the kid with the headphones that should stay on very easily versus a hoodie comes off super easy. That's like,
yeah, the Medusa looking motherfucker.
Just show his face, man. Just once.
Maybe they're saving it.
For what?
Maybe
Another
he's
terrible.
So pretty it makes all the women wet.
Speaking of women getting wet, Kubo won't let me be invisible. That sister got drunk. She got real sexual, and our boy was sexually assaulted. Prove me wrong. That boy was assaulted. Oh, sis, don't have too many beers. She's over there.
Within
she had 9
moments.
Beers. She had 9. It was like, okay, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. It was like a White Claw type thing. It was
but after you have 9 White Claws, you're like.
It was 9 White Claws. They're very small, minus the chest area, kind of woman, and about like 20 minutes on there. As they're having a nice picnic outside. And then she starts talking about, like, I'm not your big sis yet. Or what'd she say? Like, I'm not your Oni's. No, your
One-chan.
One-chan yet. Yeah. And he's like.
She's like, I don't know what
but
that means.
Soon you could. It's like, what are you getting at? And then her shirt starts falling off. And she's just like, tits out.
Look,
I don't know how to describe what else happened in that situation, man.
He clearly, the path is being paved ahead of him. Go with the older sister. It's way more fun.
She's in college, right? I think that's her thing.
I think so. Whatever. She's like over 20.
Yeah, because I remember they mentioned at one point she walks in. There was just a thing this week with sisters, man. Siblings this entire week. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say about that. Minus the most adorable thing happened. Sita, the little brother, went on his first only shopping trip, like solo shopping trip. And of course, they're doing the thing where, oh, I need to spy on him, follow him. Then they go into elaborate detail about like people build up a resistance to my invisibility. It's like, shut up, dude. And then like just him buying stuff and like the way he talks is just adorable as hell. It's just
the baby speak.
He's like Duntwa or whatever. Like he puts W's and whatever in there, and then he goes to buy the eggs. He's like, I'm worried he wasn't to get the eggs, and comes home with the eggs.
You do get to hear about Nagisa and Kubo.
Her first time.
We're talking about 3 individuals that all have the last name Kubo, so we have to use first names. Our main girl,
Kubo, not older sister Busty Kubo.
Yeah, or cousin Kubo.
Cousin, you say?
Her first time getting eggs, where she tripped and fell. Also, the flashback for that, I honestly don't know how old the sister is because she looked like a high schooler, even in that flashback where you're like, were you supposed to be in middle school?
She got mature real quick and just kind of stated that she's got that Morgan Freeman. We
watch
get
her
to
be
that
like
age.
32.
That would be, you know what, man? She's looking for a boyfriend. I got my boy Justus over here. He's American. He's built like a bowl.
Wow.
What? That was a compliment.
Built like a bowl.
Built like a bowl. Yeah, they're like big and strong.
Round?
No, I mean bowls are. Have you ever seen a bowl? Are you thinking like a fucking rhino? That's my swear word for the week.
Oh, built like a bull.
Yeah.
The way you said it, I thought you said bowl.
No,
where it's like,
bowl.
are you calling me fat?
You know what? He's built like a bowl.
Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to help you. Trying to help you, man. She's perfect. Get her 9 beers and she's out.
I think that's illegal.
You have 9 beers. You probably have 2 beers and you'd be out.
No,
3.
I'm good. 5.
5. Wow, dude, you're weak on there. Ow, I know. These shows are adorable. Because I watched Insomniacs last out of everything, and I was like, man, it's just such an adorable week for stuff.
I did Kubo, then TONIKAWA, then Insomniacs, and I think that's what I'll probably continue to do.
I think it was a week of just like progression all along the relationships, like people that want to date, people that aren't quite at the dating step, and people that are married / dating at the same time, and people just want to beat up each other.
Yeah, in Kubo, they are also moving into the new year. They're now
Correct.
second years.
It's in spring, I think, is now
yes. It's weird because how things are aligning, like the Dangers in My Heart and this, they're doing very similar things right now, which is a little unfortunate that it seems so similar, especially airing around the same time, because they also...
Sorry, I'm trying to look this up because I thought their Japanese school year started the same time week, because it made it seem like...
Their stuff is in the summer. Their break is technically like a fall break. Yeah, some shit like that.
Second week in April, school begins.
Okay.
Which is weird because it feels like in some of the shows...
Ours is August.
It just feels weird. Well, we do that specifically because State Fair. Because we have to wait the 2 weeks. Some people start out like right before August, like end of July. I'm just trying to think, because some shows it makes it seem like the end of the actual year is the end of the school year. But I feel like most shows, once you hit like spring, then that's... Or when you hit like middle of summer, like that's when the school year ends. Because they only do like 3 weeks of a break or something like that.
Yeah, well, even just the way that their schools are set up, as far as I know, like you are assigned the classroom, but beyond that, the teachers are the ones that rotate, not the classroom.
Correct.
So
no, I was talking about just school year specifically when like it's weird because I think Kubo's like new year, new whatever. I don't know, man. It just seems weird to me. Plus, Kubo's kind of a POS because she's like, I'll volunteer for the environmental club. Cool. Junta volunteers for the environmental club. Sorry, I didn't see it, Junta. Thanks for joining. He's like, what the hell?
I was a little thrown off where she's like, sorry, I voluntold you. And it's like, I didn't realize. I don't know if that was specifically just the subtitle like stuff where it's like, I don't know if voluntold is kind of a
I'm sure it's a thing over there. They just have a different word for it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I really...
Look, it also makes sense. He even actively talked about how he enjoyed it last year, and, he's done it. He's the only one that made the flowers look good.
He likes seeing the fruits of his labor pay off on there.
Yes.
You know who else likes seeing the fruits of the labor pay off?
The big sister, I tell you what.
Mash from Magic and Muscle. Hey, that's weird.
Is there also a big sister?
No, there's not. Well, there's a little sister in Magic and Muscle.
Tell me more.
All you need to know. Tell me why.
I said, tell me more.
Whatever. Magic and Muscle will go down as the greatest Magic Muscle anime.
Shut up.
Dude, you have to watch it. Like, the whole point is, like, people have started to find out. There's 2 people that have found out that he can't use magic. And that's, like, the big no-no, the sin in the world. And they're fighting... Imagine Harry Potter. There's 4 classes, right? And
is he
in
a
this
Slytherin? No, he's a Ravenclaw.
No, I think he's, like, the equivalent to, like, a Ravenclaw, whatever. Like, their dorm's kind of weaker or whatever. But they're fighting this one dorm. I forget their name because I didn't write it down. But they're basically, like... the bad guys in the story, and their dorm is all about power. Like, if you don't have the max power, you're gonna die in this world. And it's like a weird cult thing to where if you disobey what the head person in this cult does, he turns you into like a Pinocchio kind of skeleton thing.
Yeah, this is very much some like Slytherin bullshit.
Exactly. And then Mashle at one point fights one of these like Pinocchio looking things. We find out that those are actual people.
Lie to me, Pinocchio.
Anyways, he cuts the string and it turns into one of the guys from before. I'm like, oh, it's kind of a cool, like, whatever kind of thing, you know. He kind of has a reason. Mashle being real dumb doesn't really figure out that's what actually happened on there. But I love we're now in this thing where 4 people, there's technically 5 of them, but 4, they're split into 4 groups down in the tunnels. And they have to fight their way out of these tunnels now. But they're fighting individual people from this cult inside the school. They're all students running this cult. And I love it because now it's like, oh, cool. We're kind of getting like a mini tournament arc because you have to wager coins to like progress. It's a whole weird thing. You'd have to watch the show. People don't watch it. No, it's amazing because at one point they're trying to use their magic to open this door because people are getting lured in by magic and they're taking all their powers.
All of their glorious muscles.
Apparently, no. Oh my God, dude. There was I don't know how to describe it. Mashle, there's this big door and they're like, we can't blow it open with magic. How do we get this open? We need a certain key. Mash walks up, hits the ground really hard, and this is huge, probably like 30-ton door. It pops up a little bit. He knocks over a suit of armor and a sword, and then pops the sword underneath, and with leverage, kicks the sword, knocks it clean off on there. It's like, there we go. My boy's actually not that dumb on there. And they're like, oh, Mash will use leverage. He's like, what? No, what I do? It's like, oh, dude, you can't be this dumb on there. I don't know how else to describe it. I won't go too much into detail besides there were some fights. There was really cool fights. Mash is just dumb, which I love. He's like dumb muscle. It's like if Saitama...
Very much a muscle head.
It's like if Saitama went to magic school with no magic whatsoever.
Is Saitama considered dumb?
I mean, he kind of has that derpy kind of whatever thing.
Okay. I haven't watched One Punch.
What? How have you not? What? Dude, it's the best. He's a hero for fun.
Everyone just kept talking about how amazing it was.
Listen, don't be throwing that flack at me because I mentioned it once maybe a year. You're over here like, yo, did you watch Oshinoko? You watch Oshinoko? Like Oshinoko? Like Oshinoko? Like
You admit that it's really good though.
Yeah, but you want to mention it like 100 times beforehand on there.
Yeah, because I want someone to talk to.
I wasn't going to talk too much about Magic. It's hard to talk about a comedy show without someone else
Tell me
watching
the best joke.
Well, it's all like visual jokes.
Tell me the best visual joke.
At one point, Mashle gets trapped in a maze, and then like there's like 50 walls he needs to get through. He's like, there's no way he's gonna have time, and all here's like, smashes through all the walls, knocks out like 10 kids on there. Like, there's no way you can make it. And the teacher whips his wand out at Mash, magic wand, and Mash just walks over, just crack, breaks wand, drops it. He's like, sorry, I don't know what to do.
Lame
it's
joke.
Funnier when you watch it, dude. It's hard explaining a joke. When you explain a joke, it's not funny anymore.
Right? Only to the person who is.
It's got great looking characters. He's the like scaredy cat smart one. She's just a dumb bitch.
I'll wait for the Dojins.
Dot is like Bakugo kind of, where he doesn't think about it. He just goes straight into it on there. Lance is like the super cool, thinks about everything, super like good at magic, and Mash is just
definitely into BL.
Meathead. Why? Why you have to be like this on there? Like, I'm trying to... does he play Bakugo? No, he doesn't. Oh, he plays June from Tomo, though, so you definitely recognize the voice on there. I don't know how else to describe it. The Tonikawa Over the Moon for You is also great. And speaking of Tonikawa...
Man,
I couldn't think of a good segue, man. I didn't...
Listen,
if I don't have a lot to talk about, I'm just going to skip right into it because I don't want people getting too bored with the whole thing. All you need to do is you need to watch Magic and Muscle because it's hilarious. It's fun. It's cool. I'm going to buy the Blu-ray when it comes out on there. Because he's clapping people's cheeks just like our boy NASA's clapping some cheeks in Tonikawa. There's a good transition. She almost fucked her in the bath, man. I'm just saying that's uncleanly.
Is it uncleanly? Like to...
Well, if you're gonna
unsanitary to do something like that.
I mean, you're
in the bath.
If you're gonna come in the water, and other people got to use that water later on.
No, because they're gonna be the last ones. They would drain the water and then it'd get clean.
Do they actually drain her? They just put cleaner in there.
Either way.
I never worked in a bathhouse, so I couldn't tell you for sure. We don't have bathhouses. too bad. That would never happen in America. I guarantee you this would never happen in America.
Yeah.
Because people would be looking.
Yeah. Yeah. People are weird.
I don't know, TONIKAWA over the moon for you. We meet this random. I want to talk about the one random girl.
Oh, the little one.
Oika? No, not the little girl that's annoying. I'm talking about the other random girl that has like red eyes just like her. The mechanic gal.
Yeah.
Because he goes to buy an AC and they go to Yododashi. And I'm like, yeah, that's just Yodobashi, man. You can't even hide it at that point,
I've been there.
Like,
we never got on the appliance floor.
I was talking to Jake about it.
We should have walked around just to see.
I was telling Jake about the show, and I was like, at the range day, I was like, yeah, they went to Yododashi. He's like, you mean Yodobashi? I'm like, no. Because of copyright, they have to call it Yododashi. He's like, was it set up exactly like it was? I was like, dude, it was 100% just like the store was. The blue, the white, the line, like the whole, even the uniforms that the girls were wearing. I was like, I like it. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, the only thing that threw me off where it's like his interaction with that person where it's like, if that actually happens in there, that's definitely one of those like, God, being able to speak Japanese at a Yodobashi would be significantly better.
But I think it took you guys like 20 minutes to buy a pen.
Hey, look, we don't talk about it.
Dude, it was the fun.
You did. Thank you, Duolingo, for teaching me the word red. Aka got me real far. About as far as him going, no, we don't have.
No, I think what you wanted the red first. Like, no, we don't have. Then you guys are like, we'll take the brown. He's like, we got one.
Yeah, and Jake took that one, and I was like,
give me
black one, please.
He was very apologetic about that pen. Cause he's like, oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, I just, look,
I watched an employee sit with a random businessman, full-on suit, for like 40 minutes because we were there for quite some time with these two.
It took a really long time to get those pens.
I watched this man sit down with a businessman, open a catalog of pens. And I was like, oh, they take it serious. Because there was like, you guys bought what, $50 pens?
Yes.
And I was like, man, that's expensive. You had to walk 10 feet over to the left. There was $2,000 pens.
There was a $3,000
yeah, like German
Japanese,
one?
No, Japanese bamboo, like
it's a
18 karat
it's
gold.
It's a pen, man. At the end of the day, it's like,
it was a really nice pen. It was one of those where it's like, look, if I had FU money, sure.
Maybe.
But
they had like 100 different shredders. We could do a whole video on Yodobashi.
Yeah, it's the greatest thing.
I descend or resend or whatever the word is supposed to be.
I digress.
There you go. The gal was super cool. They're like, hey, this is my wife. Oh, okay, whatever. Oh, she doesn't seem into it. Oh, yeah, and we're like living together or AC broken. Wait a minute, you're married on there? It's like, woman, we're not paying attention at all to what these two were talking about.
I just thought the funny thing with her is right near the very end when he's describing things to a girl about girl stuff, and she's like, wait, what? And it's like clearly very much a tomboy. And at the very end, she's just like, maybe I should get a wife.
Well, she's like, did you know women pick chocolates not based on their flavor, but the design of the outside of the box?
He says to a woman.
Then it's the flashback of like, sure, the flavor means something, but I want a box that looks cute. It's like,
if they're going to put in the effort, then it should taste good.
I would say I've never really seen that, but like the last person I dated, and then recently when Malia and I were shopping at Des Moines Con, immediately like, oh, it's so cute. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just like some candy and a cool wrapper. She's like, but it's so adorable. And I was like, man, I guess it's just true, man. That's just how we package stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to sell t-shirts. We're going to sell like the cutest design on the front on there, just with the most outrageous thing on the back.
There's going to be a cock. Horse cock. Can't stop me.
I'm pretty sure I can stop because we're not shipping that to anybody on there. We're making a design. There's not going to be any cocks on it at all.
I'm going to give you a work shirt just on the back. It's just going to say hung like a horse with a big...
It's going to show a picture of a horse for scale. It's going to be this big.
That'd be messed up. People make dumb shirts like that.
Also, these guys went camping too.
Yeah.
Camping
week. I mean,
summer,
Insomniac's prepping for camping. Though they did go camping last time.
It's a couples week and then a camping week for most of the shows on there. I guess Mashle almost went camping. Yeah, I guess technically he almost went camping on there. I don't know. I think they nailed the whole idea of...
This one at least was glamping.
Yeah.
No pretending here. They were 100% on the glamping side of it.
I think they hit camping and hiking right on the nose. Like, oh, it's only like a 4-hour hike. Easy. Then they get like 20 minutes in. They're like, wow, this sucks. I'm like, that is exactly how every hiking trip goes with people that don't hike. Oh, it's going to be cool. 4 hours? Nothing. I can walk. Then you start going and you're like, this sucks. There's bugs. It's hot. It's humid. If you want to stop and rest, you just got to stop and rest in the woods. But, our main girl, I can't believe I closed the laptop because I forgot her name already on there.
Tsukasa?
Yeah, Tsukasa.
Mm-hmm.
You will find out that grandma and her met each other probably during the war because it was an entirely destroyed city. Tsukasa gives her that bag of like beans or whatever, and it's her because they show. Did you watch past the credits or did you skip? Because this was a post-credit scene. When they show it in the full color, and then you see her face. So the story develops more of like, so she's probably from like 1500s, and she appears randomly throughout history. Because she showed up with that grandma and gave her like those beans or whatever to eat, and it was her. Even the grandma later mentions like something along the lines of like, oh, she hasn't changed much since that day, and it's like,
I know that there was a post-credit scenes for one of them. I don't remember if
I've waited 22 episodes to find out something more about this. And it's like the first time in this entire season, 10 whole episodes, they mention again she's from like the past, which means there's going to be a third season because there's definitely not enough episodes. What, 2 more episodes to learn more about this?
Yeah.
It makes me mad, dude. Just tell me more about this woman.
Yeah, just probably an immortal witch lady thing.
I think she disappears throughout history because she disappeared for a while, and like our boy, and then all that stuff, and she returns.
Look, if she is immortal, why is she being so like, ooh, like she's definitely done some dirty shit.
I think she only pops up in history. I think she actually is the age she is, but she only pops up in history at certain points. She could have been a virgin this whole time too.
Give it 2 more weeks. She definitely ain't gonna be at the rate that they're going.
Our boy, oh my god, he got cockblocked so many times. He's trying to like lay the moves on. He's like, "Is this okay?" She's like, "No, stop."
Yeah, at one point, they're over there like in a sauna, and he's like, "Man, this could be my time." And it's like, no, that sounds so uncomfortable.
It's like in a sauna that's like 110 degrees. It's like you're gonna burn your dick on the bench.
Yeah, it's wild. Some of the jokes were a little bit better.
But you can admit that Tonikawa got better this week.
Yes.
It's been getting better. I think
it's only better because there's slightly more
progression.
Assertiveness in the romantic side.
Well, I mean, the first like couple episodes were just like rehashes of like old ones. But hey, that's about all I got, Justice. Do you have anything else to share with the class this week?
My pee-pee burns when I pee.
I'm just going to cut it right here.